Good afternoon, everybody. So we have a panel coming up after this, which I am quite excited about, where we hope we can touch on some of the themes that you see here. So what I wanted to do was share a few themes that we're seeing across customers globally in retail that are becoming important as we go into this entire new world of post-pandemic uh, universe that we see here. Um, so very quickly, right, some of the trends that we are seeing today, especially post the pandemic, right? So consumer preferences are evolving. We see with the whole great resignation, there's increasing focus on employees. How do we drive sustainability? How do you use data better? So some of these are some of the key themes that we're seeing. And I just wanted to share maybe a little bit of what, as Microsoft, we're looking to do from a thinking and solutioning perspective as well, right? Um, and in retail, it's always a never-ending journey, right? So that constant customer loop where you touch the customer at multiple points, either online or offline. It is an integral feedback loop across the front end and also the back end, because unless both are not in sync with each other, you're not going to get what you need as a business and drive outcomes for your own business at the end of the day. So very quickly, I'm going to touch only on three themes. So one is data is becoming increasingly important, and this is something which I don't need to tell you, but retail as an industry, it's so data intensive. The number of SKUs you run, the number of customers you manage, the amount of data that you're going to generate is going to be massive. And using that data, right, is going to become extremely important. And how we are looking at this is we want to bring in data from multiple parts of your own organizations, right? So it could be how you engage with your customer when you do marketing. How do you think about data which is coming through your online transactions? How do you think about the in-store data which is coming through, right? It could be either through POS, it could be how you think about some of the inventory and supply chain data which sits in the back, or it could be on how do you engage with the consumer from a customer service perspective. Unifying all of this data is going to become a very critical lever for any retailer going forward. So that's one trend which I wanted to leave you with. The second is, again, as you know, post-pandemic, there has been significant disruptions to the supply chain globally. And there is increasing need of how do we manage that supply chain, get that real-time visibility, and get some of those insights from that supply chain and feed it back into your organization, right? So that is also becoming a critical element there. So across that whole journey, right from how you plan, how do you do that manufacturing, and how do you then do that distribution all the way till delivery, how do you get better visibility into that, and how do you drive insights, right? So that's becoming increasingly important. So we're bringing a lot of AI into this. So what we're looking to do is how do we use AI to bring in data from all your backend systems and also bring in external information so that you get better visibility into your supplier base, your distributors, and all of that out there, so that you can do better decision making, right? So that's becoming increasingly important. And secondly, also from a fulfillment perspective, right? How do you drive order management? And how do you route your orders through multiple transportation providers out there? And how do you think about omni-channel? And how do you, again, use AI to change those business rules actively to drive that order fulfillment? That is also becoming a prerogative. Finally, the last one I want to leave you with, which is becoming increasingly important, is sustainability. So this is becoming top of the mind for a lot of retailers out there. And sustainability doesn't just mean that you need to think about what is the social good that you bring out. It also has a financial benefit to a lot of retailers out there, right? So there is a lot of economic benefit that you can derive by being a sustainable organization. It's not just about how do you manage that from your own business perspective. So this is becoming increasingly important. And what we are seeing is it also drives a lot of business impact, right? The operational efficiencies that you drive and how do you manage some of that risk is becoming increasingly important. There is a lot of questions still that need to be solved on how do you think of each one of these buckets that you see out there, right? And a lot of these are challenges that need to be addressed as well individually for each of your organizations. But how do you solve for some of these is something that we will need to think through and evolve. But as a topic, this is becoming definitely top of the mind. So just wanted to share these 3 trends that we're seeing broadly as a high-tech organization, helping solve problems for our retail customers out there. And we can talk more about this with the panel that will come on board now. Thank you.